If you enjoy videos like this, subscribe to the channel before the video starts. It was a quiet evening in a small suburban neighborhood. The street lights were on. Most houses were dark. People were inside, relaxing after a long day. Inside one house, a man sat alone in his living room. He was calm. The TV was on, but the volume was low. Nothing felt wrong. This was his home. He had lived there for years. He paid his bills. He followed the rules. He liked peace. Suddenly, bang! The loud sound hit the front door. The man jumped on his couch. His heart started beating fast. He looked at the clock. It was late. Too late for visitors. Another loud bang followed. Bang! Bang! The door shook. The man stood up slowly. His hands felt cold. His mind started racing. Who comes this late? Why so loud? Then he heard a voice from outside. A young male voice. Angry. Loud. Open the door. HOA business. The man froze. HOA? At this time? Without any letter? Without notice? That made no sense. He walked quietly toward the door. He did not open it. Instead, he looked through the peephole. What he saw made his stomach turn. A young man stood outside. Early 20s. Tall. Angry face. Arms crossed. He was not wearing any uniform. No badge. No ID. Just confidence. Dangerous confidence. The young man kicked the door lightly. Open up, he shouted. You are breaking HOA rules. The homeowner took a deep breath. He spoke through the closed door. Who are you? He asked. The young man smiled. Not a friendly smile. I am here for HOA, he said. My mom is HOA president. The homeowner felt uneasy. He had heard stories. HOA stories. Karen stories. Power-hungry people. Fake authority. Threats. But he never thought it would happen to him. Please leave, the homeowner said calmly. If you have HOA business, send a letter. The young man laughed. Letters are for weak people, he said. This is inspection. Inspection? At night? The man inside felt fear rising. He took a step back. He looked around his living room. Everything was normal. Nothing illegal. Nothing wrong. Then, crack. The door suddenly opened. The lock broke. The young man pushed his way inside. Just like that? No permission. No warning. The homeowner gasped. You can't come in, he shouted. The young man walked in like he owned the place. This is HOA authority, he said. We control this community. The homeowner's heart pounded. This was no longer HOA talk. This was a crime. He pulled out his phone quietly. His hands were shaking. He started recording. The young man didn't notice. The young man walked around the living room. Looking at walls. Looking at furniture. Your paint color is wrong, he said. Your lights are wrong. The homeowner could not believe it. This is my house, he said. You need to leave now. The young man turned. His eyes were cold. You signed HOA papers, he said. You gave up control. The homeowner felt anger now. Fear turned into anger. No HOA can enter my home, he said. This is illegal. The young man stepped closer. You don't understand power, he said. The distance between them was small now. Too small. The homeowner stepped back. His voice stayed calm, but his body was tense. Leave, he said again. Instead of leaving, the young man smiled wider. That smile sent a chill down the homeowner's spine. The young man pulled out his phone. He called someone. "Mom," he said loudly. "Yes, I am inside." "Inside?" The homeowner's eyes widened. This was planned. The call went on speaker. A sharp female voice came through the phone. "Did he cooperate?" the voice asked. The homeowner knew instantly. This was Karen. "No," the young man said. "He is rude." The voice became louder. "You have full authority," Karen said. "He signed HOA contract." The homeowner felt his stomach drop. This was getting worse. Way worse. Karen continued. "Check everything," she said. "Fine him if needed." The young man nodded. "See," he said to the homeowner. "HOA power." The homeowner clenched his fists. His house. His safety. All violated. He tried to stay calm. "You are trespassing," he said. "I will call police." The young man laughed again. "Police," he said. "They won't help you." That sentence made the room feel heavy. The homeowner looked at the broken door. At the stranger inside his house. At the phone recording everything. This was no longer just HOA drama. This was danger. The camera captured everything. The young man moved deeper into the house. Toward the hallway. Toward private rooms. "No," the homeowner shouted. "Stop right there." The young man ignored him. At that moment, the homeowner knew one thing clearly. This night was not ending quietly. This was the beginning of a nightmare. And someone was about to learn a very hard lesson about power. The young man did not stop. He walked deeper into the house like he belonged there. His shoes made slow sounds on the floor. Each step felt heavy. The homeowner followed him carefully. His phone was still recording. His heart was beating fast, but his mind was clear. "Turn around," the homeowner said. "You are not allowed here." The young man waved his hand. "Relax," he said. "This is just HOA inspection." Inspection. That word felt fake. Empty. Dangerous. The homeowner had lived in this community for years. HOA had rules, yes. But they never entered homes. Never at night. Never without notice. The young man stopped near the wall. He pointed at a small picture frame. "That is not approved," he said. The homeowner stared at him. "A picture frame?" he asked. "Yes," the young man replied. "HOA rules say no changes without approval." The homeowner felt disbelief. He looked at the frame. It had been there for years. "You are lying," the homeowner said quietly. The young man turned slowly. His smile disappeared. "Watch your tone," he said. "My mother controls this HOA." That name again. Mother. President. Power passed down like a family business. The homeowner took a step back. "You broke my door," he said. "That is damage." The young man shrugged. "HOA can do that," he said. That sentence changed everything. The homeowner realized this was not ignorance. This was abuse. The young man pulled out a small notebook. He pretended to write something. "Fine coming," he said. "Big fine." "For what?" the homeowner asked. "For attitude," the young man replied. The homeowner clenched his jaw. This was no longer about rules. This was about control. The young man moved toward the hallway again. "Private space." "No," the homeowner said louder. "Do not go there." The young man stopped. He turned slowly. "You don't give orders here," he said. "HOA does." The homeowner felt fear crawl up his spine. That hallway led to bedrooms. Personal space. Safe space. The young man took one step forward. The homeowner blocked his path. For a moment, they stood face to face. The room felt tight. Heavy air. Move, the young man said. No, the homeowner replied. The young man laughed softly. You think you can stop me? The homeowner's voice stayed calm. I am asking you to leave. The young man pushed his shoulder. Not hard. But clear. The homeowner stumbled back. That was physical. That was the line. You touched me, the homeowner said. So, the young man replied. The phone camera caught everything. The homeowner raised his phone higher. You are being recorded, he said. The young man's eyes flashed. Delete it, he said. No, the homeowner answered. The young man stepped closer. You will regret that. At that moment, the phone rang again. Karen's name flashed on the screen. The young man answered immediately. Yes, Mom, he said. Her voice came loud and sharp. Why is he still arguing? She asked. The homeowner could hear every word. He is refusing inspection, the young man said. Karen's voice grew colder. He signed HOA papers, she said. He agreed to our authority. The homeowner stepped closer to the phone. That does not give you rights inside my house, he said loudly. There was a pause. Then Karen spoke. Who are you to question HOA? She asked. The homeowner replied calmly. I am the owner of this home. Karen laughed. You are only a member, she said. We make rules. The homeowner felt anger rise again. No one makes rules inside my house, he said. Karen's tone changed. You will face consequences, she said. The young man smiled again. You hear that? He said. The homeowner took a deep breath. You both are trespassing, he said. I am calling police. Karen laughed louder. Go ahead, she said. Police know us. The call ended. Silence filled the room. The young man crossed his arms. Well, he said. The homeowner looked at the broken door. At the stranger inside his home. At the camera recording proof. He opened his phone. And dialed 911. The call connected. This is an emergency, he said. Someone broke into my home. The young man's smile froze. That was the first crack in his confidence. Outside, faint sirens could already be heard in the distance. And suddenly, HOA power did not feel so strong anymore. The phone call ended. For a few seconds, no one spoke. The house felt smaller now. The air felt heavy. The young man stood in the middle of the living room. His confidence was still there, but something had changed. He looked at the homeowner. You made a mistake, he said quietly. My mom does not forget. The homeowner did not reply. He kept the phone in his hand. The camera was still recording. The young man walked to the window. He looked outside. You know, he said. This whole street listens to HOA. The homeowner finally spoke. This is my property, he said. You broke in. The young man turned slowly. No, he replied. We inspected. That word again. Inspection. The homeowner shook his head. You are lying to yourself, he said. The young man's jaw tightened. He took out his phone again. This is going to get ugly, he said. He pressed a button. A video call started. Karen's face appeared on the screen. Perfect hair. Hard eyes. No smile. She looked straight at the homeowner through the screen. So, Karen said. You think you can talk back? Her voice was calm. Too calm. The homeowner stood straight. You sent your son into my home, he said. That is illegal. Karen smiled slowly. That is your opinion, she said. The young man held the phone higher. Mom, he is recording, he said. Karen's eyes narrowed. Stop recording, she ordered. The homeowner did not move. This is for my safety, he said. Karen sighed loudly. You people love drama, she said. The homeowner felt his hands tighten. Your son broke my door, he said. He pushed me. Karen laughed. That is impossible, she said. My son is respectful. The young man smiled again. He nodded like a child waiting for approval. Karen continued. You signed HOA agreement, she said. That gives us access. The homeowner replied calmly. No agreement allows forced entry, he said. Karen leaned closer to the screen. You should be careful, she said slowly. People who fight HOA regret it. That sentence felt like a threat. The homeowner looked at the young man. He was enjoying this. Power through fear. The homeowner spoke again. I want him out of my house, he said. Karen tilted her head. Or what? She asked. The homeowner paused. Or I protect myself legally, he said. Karen's smile disappeared. You think law is on your side? She asked. The homeowner answered without hesitation. Yes. That single word changed the mood. Karen's voice grew sharp. You are not special, she said. You live in our community. The homeowner responded. And you are not above the law. Silence. Karen stared at him. The young man shifted his weight. Something was not going as planned. Karen broke the silence. You will get fines, she said. Daily fines. The homeowner raised his phone. Say that again, he said. Karen froze. She realized something. She was being recorded. Her face tightened. You think this will help you? She asked. Yes, the homeowner replied. The young man suddenly stepped closer. Mom, just let me handle him, he said. Karen nodded slowly. Do what you need, she said. The call ended. The house felt colder. The young man cracked his knuckles. You heard her, he said. HOA business. The homeowner took a step back. Do not touch me, he warned. The young man stepped forward anyway. You don't scare me. The homeowner's voice stayed steady. You are making it worse. The young man smirked. You will see. Suddenly, there was a loud sound outside. A car door slammed. Then another. Blue lights flashed through the windows. The young man's smile vanished. What is that? He asked. The homeowner looked toward the window. Police, he said simply. The young man's face went pale. No, he whispered. They said police won't come. The sound of footsteps approached the door. Firm. Fast. The homeowner stood still. The young man backed away slowly. For the first time that night, HOA power felt very small. And Karen was not here to save him. The knock on the door was loud. Not angry. Not rushed. Strong. Controlled. The kind of knock that means only one thing. Police. The young man froze in the middle of the room. His confident body language disappeared. What did you do? He asked. The homeowner did not answer. He kept his phone up. Still recording. The knock came again. Police. Open the door. The homeowner walked calmly toward the door. His heart was still racing, but his steps were steady. He opened it. 2 officers stood outside. 1 man. 1 woman. Both serious. We got a call, the male officer said. Someone reported a break-in. The young man rushed forward. This is HOA business, he said fast. We have authority here. The officer raised his hand. "Sir," he said. "Step back." The word "sir" sounded polite. But the tone was not. The young man stepped back slowly. The homeowner pointed at the broken lock. "He forced his way in," he said. "He claims HOA power." The officers looked at the door. Then at the young man. Then at the homeowner. "Do you live here?" the female officer asked the young man. The young man hesitated. "No," he said. "But my mother is HOA president." The officers exchanged a quick look. "That does not answer the question," the officer said. The young man raised his voice. "HOA controls this community." The officer stayed calm. "HOA does not control criminal law," he said. The young man swallowed. "But he signed HOA agreement," he insisted. The homeowner stepped forward. "Agreements do not allow forced entry," he said. The officer nodded. "Correct," he said. The young man's face tightened. "This is harassment," he said. "You were siding with him." The female officer spoke now. "Sir," she said. "Why were you inside this home?" The young man opened his mouth. Then closed it. He looked at his phone. "My mom said." The officer interrupted him. "We are asking you," he said. Silence. The homeowner raised his phone. "I have everything recorded," he said. "The break-in. The threats. The push." The young man's eyes widened. "You recorded me?" he snapped. The officer turned sharply. "You pushed him?" he asked. The young man stepped back. "It was nothing," he said. "He was blocking me." The officer looked at the homeowner. "Is that true?" he asked. "Yes," the homeowner said calmly. "He pushed me." The officer nodded slowly. "Sir," he said to the young man. "Turn around." The young man laughed nervously. "Wait," he said. "You don't understand." The officer repeated. "Turn around. Hands behind your back." The young man panicked. He grabbed his phone. "Mom," he shouted. "They are arresting me." Karen's voice screamed through the phone. "What do you mean arrest?" she yelled. "This is HOA business." The officer took the phone. "Ma'am," he said calmly. "This is police." Karen went silent for half a second. Then she exploded. "You have no right," she shouted. "My son works for HOA." The officer did not react. "Your son does not live there," he said. "He forced entry." Karen yelled louder. "I will sue everyone." The officer handed the phone back. "Ma'am," he said. "You may want a lawyer." The young man's face went pale. Handcuffs clicked shut. That sound echoed in the room. The homeowner exhaled slowly. The young man looked at him. "You ruined everything," he said. The homeowner answered softly. "You did that yourself." The officers led the young man outside. Neighbors began opening doors. Curtains moved. Phones came out. Karen's voice could still be heard screaming through the phone. "This is not over." The officer paused. He looked back at the homeowner. "It is for tonight," he said. The police car door closed. The lights flashed once. And then they drove away. The house became quiet again. But nothing felt the same. Because fake power had just met real law. And it lost. The police car disappeared down the street. Red and blue lights faded into the night. Silence returned. The homeowner stood at his doorway, breathing slowly. His hands were still shaking. The house was quiet again. But the damage was real. The broken door. The fear. The shock. Inside the police car, the young man sat handcuffed. His head was down. His confidence was gone. His phone kept buzzing. Karen was calling again and again. He finally answered. "Mom," he said quietly. Karen screamed. "What did you do?" she yelled. "I told you they would listen." "They didn't," he said. "They took me." Karen's voice turned sharp. "You should have told them who I am." The young man swallowed. "I did," he said. "They didn't care." That sentence hit Karen hard. She had never heard that before. Inside the house, the homeowner locked the door carefully. He leaned against the wall. This was not over. He knew that. Karen did not lose easily. The next morning, the homeowner woke up early. He had not slept much. His phone had messages. HOA emails. Many of them. Warnings. Threats. Fines. Subject lines screamed at him. Violation notice. Immediate action required. HOA authority. He smiled slightly. Everything was saved. Screenshots. Videos. Audio. Proof. At the police station, Karen arrived angry and loud. Her heels hit the floor hard. "I want to see my son," she shouted. The officer at the desk stayed calm. "Ma'am, please lower your voice." Karen crossed her arms. "You don't understand," she said. "I am HOA president." The officer looked at her. "That does not change the charges," he said. Karen's face turned red. "This is harassment," she shouted. People in the waiting area stared. Phones came out. Karen hated that. Her son was brought out briefly. Handcuffed. Tired. Embarrassed. "Mom," he said softly. Karen rushed forward. "Don't worry," she said loudly. "I will fix this." The officer stepped between them. "You need to step back," he said. Karen pointed her finger. "You will regret this." The officer did not react. "Ma'am," he said. "Threats won't help." Karen realized something then. She was not in charge here. Later that day, the homeowner received another call. This time, from an HOA board member. Not Karen. A nervous voice spoke. "We heard what happened," the voice said. "This situation is serious." The homeowner listened quietly. "We want to resolve this," the voice continued. "You should have stopped her earlier," the homeowner replied. The line went silent. Karen's power was cracking. That evening, news spread through the community. Neighbors talked. "Did you hear? Karen's son got arrested." HOA crossed the line. Karen walked through the neighborhood. People avoided eye contact. Some whispered. Some recorded. She felt it. For the first time, she felt small. Back at home, the homeowner fixed his door temporarily. He sat down and looked at the footage again. Everything was clear. No lies. No excuses. Just truth. And truth was stronger than HOA threats. That night, Karen posted online. Long messages. Angry words. Blaming everyone. But comments were not kind. People asked questions. Real questions. Karen deleted the post. Inside the jail cell, her son sat alone. He stared at the wall. HOA power, he whispered. It sounded empty now. Because power without law is nothing. And this story was far from over. The courtroom was quiet. Too quiet. The young man sat at the table, wearing plain clothes. No confidence. No smile. His hands were folded. His eyes stayed low. Behind him, Karen sat stiff and angry. Her arms were crossed tight. She looked around the room. No one respected her here. The judge entered. Everyone stood. The judge looked serious. No interest in stories. Only facts. The case began. The officer spoke first. Forced entry, he said. Property damage. Physical contact. Each word felt heavy. Karen shook her head again and again. This is all exaggerated, she whispered. Then it was the homeowner's turn. He stood calmly. He did not raise his voice. He did not act angry. He simply played the video. The room watched. The broken door. The threats. The push. Karen's face changed color. People whispered. The judge leaned forward. The young man closed his eyes. The video ended. Silence. The judge spoke. HOA does not give the right to enter a home, he said. Karen jumped up. This community belongs to us, she shouted. The judge raised his hand. Sit down, he said firmly. Karen froze. She sat. The judge continued. HOA power ends at the door, he said. This was criminal. The young man's lawyer spoke briefly. Weak words. No excuse. The judge looked at the young man. You followed bad advice, he said. But you made bad choices. Karen's eyes widened. Bad advice. That hit her. The judge turned to her. You abused your position, he said. And encouraged this behavior. Karen tried to speak. The judge stopped her. I am not finished, he said. The room was silent again. The judge announced the decision. The young man was found guilty. He was sentenced. Short jail time. Community service. A record. Karen gasped. This is unfair, she cried. The judge looked at her one last time. What is unfair, he said. Is thinking you are above the law. That sentence echoed. Outside the courtroom, reporters waited. Cameras flashed. Karen tried to hide her face. Questions flew. Is HOA abusing power? Did you order the break-in? Karen said nothing. Her silence spoke louder. The homeowner walked past calmly. No interviews. No anger. Just relief. Later that week, the HOA board held an emergency meeting. Karen was removed as president. The vote was fast. Unanimous. No one defended her. The community changed. New rules. Clear limits. Respect. The homeowner replaced his door. Stronger than before. One evening, he sat inside his home peacefully again. The nightmare was over. Across town, Karen sat alone in her house. No meetings. No power. Her phone was silent. And for the first time, she understood something simple. Authority without law is nothing. And lies always find the light. The neighborhood slowly returned to normal. Cars came and went. Children played outside again. Lights turned off at night without fear. But something had changed. People were not silent anymore. Neighbors talked to each other. They asked questions. They read rules carefully. The HOA was different now. No more threats. No surprise visits. No fear. Meetings became calm. Rules were clear. Power was limited. The homeowner attended one meeting. He sat in the back. Quiet. Listening. A new board member spoke. HOA exists to help, she said. Not to control. People nodded. The homeowner smiled slightly. He did not speak much. He did not need to. His story was already known. Across town, the young man was released. No camera. No confidence. He walked out quietly. The world felt different to him now. No titles. No borrowed power. Only consequences. Karen did not attend HOA meetings anymore. She stayed home. Her name was no longer feared. It was avoided. Once, she had controlled everything. Now, she controlled nothing. One afternoon, the homeowner fixed a small plant near his door. The same door that was once broken. Stronger locks. Fresh paint. He paused and looked at it. This door meant safety. Boundaries. No HOA paper could cross it. A neighbor walked by. "Glad you stood up," the neighbor said. The homeowner nodded. "Someone had to," he replied. That night, the house was quiet again. No knocking. No shouting. No threats. Just peace. The homeowner sat down, turned off the lights, and rested. Because sometimes, the biggest win is not loud. It is calm. And sometimes, the strongest message is simple. No one is above the law.